Chapter 12, 12:25 a.m. It looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the trunk was Detective Zhao's daughter, Camilla, not the minister's daughter. Jem said you're welcome. Sure she did. When I got back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by the fiery detective lady. I told Lynn when I found out about the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who had been abducted. But the kidnappers had been holed up in Camilla's old house, and they sensed my presence and were already gone. She said it's very quiet in her head in the basement. Oh, huh. But Camilla? Why do they have Camilla? Her father isn't the stupid old Justice Minister. I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. It looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow. The poor girl, kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution? It's just too much. It's a cruel twist of fate. I agree. He also told me to shut up. No. That's about right for Jem. And then there are and then there are those other twists too. Like the kidnappers winding up and using Camilla's old house as their hideout. There's no way it could just be a coincidence. And them sensing my presence? They seem to know about the powers of the dead. I just don't understand any of it. I don't either. I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back. Who cares about the distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister, it wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped. Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying. Ah! How can I believe in you? I'm a realist! Please! If you don't believe what we say, see for yourself. Just call home and... I tried calling 100 times, but my wife won't answer. She won't? It's complicated. Oh, why does life have to be such a complicated thing? But if she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal? It doesn't prove it. I'm being watched. I can't have the police go check for me. Besides, if the execution isn't carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make? That it's not my daughter. Woo-wee! That's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister. Quite a pickle. Miss me, baby? Dr. Cabanella! I don't like this guy. I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. I don't like this guy at all. He's sus. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is. Detective Zhao? Detective Zhao! I'm so sorry. I tried. I know that you're innocent. I just can't prove it. I can. So sorry. Lynn, please don't apologize to me. Ah, people love between the teacher and the student. Brings a tear to my eye. Lynn doesn't really know that Zhao is innocent. She just believes it from the bottom of her heart. The execution and the kidnapping are real threats, and time marches on. I'll gather information and see if I can think of something. This all relates back to me somehow. I just know it. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cabanella, that the execution was tonight? I don't believe I had any obligation of telling you. And you're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. The Zhao could never have done such a thing. Oh, come on now, baby. I know there's no such thing. I know two things to be true, and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty. And two, he tried to escape. What else can I do but haul him in, baby? I don't know why I'm giving him that voice, but I just am. It feels like it's a proper voice for him at this point. If that's the case, why'd you bring him here? Whatever do you mean, young lady? He escaped from prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishment. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons. So were all those rumors about you true? That the only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend? Everybody has certain principles they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby. That's enough, Lynn. But Detective Jowd! I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. This is how it should be. But... my poor Emile, is she alright? Actually, the girl who was kidnapped is named Camilla. Why is the dream talking to me in my head again? Wait a minute. Emile? Emily? Amelie. Would that be Amelie next door? Yes, I think so. Why, I didn't know the Justice Minister lived next door. No, not me, my wife. It's, complicated. It's coming back to me! Got it now. Yeah, I bet it would be pretty hard to admit she left him. The minister's wife ran away on him? Maybe they grew apart. With what, with him being so busy? Yeah, I bet you're right. Please stop gossiping about me inside my own head. According to what I heard, Emily was supposed to go to some sort of lesson tonight. Those horrible kidnappers, they were lying in wait for her. But Amelie didn't go out, after all. She couldn't. She had a fever. Huh? So the kidnappers grabbed Camilla by mistake instead. Apparently, Amelie and Camilla are about the same age. The kidnappers must have gotten the two of them mixed up. It's my fault. If I hadn't asked Camilla to do that error for me, this never would have happened. Alright, you asked her to bring the music box. Camilla. So, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something happened. Something about a kidnapping? The kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter. That's terrible. What's their demand? The carrying out of your execution tonight. Ha ha ha! I had no idea I was so hated. But the minister doesn't have to worry. I die and it's all over. Very simple. It's not that simple! Why not? Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camilla. What? Camilla? I checked it out myself, I'm positive. No, it can't be! And by the way, Camilla told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camilla herself. What? What are you talking about? Don't listen to him! I'm the one who shot her. I'm the one who shot Alma. And when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Camilla won't have to suffer any more after tonight. For a capable detective, you say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. It's just going to bring her new suffering. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease is yours. Is it true, what Camilla said? Why don't you tell us what you know? To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's, Alma's birthday. We came home from work and she went in first. Bang! Definitely ordered Wendy's because I want a frosty dip fries, and you know, that's so fair. Mom! Mom! What was that noise? I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there besides Alma and Camilla. Just the two of them. So the little lady's mother died right in front of her. Oh my! That's so horrible! Camilla told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to. It made an impossible move. Impossible move? It's been 5 years since then. I stopped thinking about it. I shot Alma. There was no other explanation. That's what I convinced everyone of. Even me. But tonight, you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before. Powers of the dead, right? That day in that room, powers that I didn't understand were at work. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries. Maybe not all. There are a couple of other people who know about these powers. Somebody there? Can you hear me? I sense your presence, you know. The kidnapper who abducted Camilla knew about these powers. This is no ordinary kidnapping. It looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was. Detective Jowd. There's still time before dawn. A little, anyway. How about you see this case through to the end before you die? Camilla was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there were two very strange points about that contraption. The first was, of course, the firing of that gun. Right. That was an antique gun I had on display for years. So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design. Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday. And the other strange point was the movement of that Cupid. Cupid? It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Yeah. Somebody made a change to the contraption's design and then manipulated it. I don't know what to say. I didn't have time to think things through then. All I knew was I had to protect Camilla. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself in. What kind of adjustment? The gun, of course. The gun, eh? Come to think of it. Yeah, the gun's not there. There's no gun there, just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out of that frame with the picture. I didn't believe what she told me about her contraption. One thing was for certain. That gun was still smoking. So that gun really did shoot Alma. I hid the gun before I went to the police. You hid it? I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective. What? You mean that detective still thinks it's a music box? So that's what was in the box, huh? I got a different murder weapon ready to give to the police. My own pistol. And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into the details. When I was all done, I turned myself in. Dr. Jowd, is what you told us just now true? Yes, of course. In that case, there's still time. Still time? Time to solve that case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Jowd, and of course little Camilla didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm going to prove it. It was definitely this guy. It was this guy. I can tell you right now, it was Cabanilla. For Camilla's sake. That sounds wonderful! Thank you, Detective Jowd. Lynn, where's that music box now? Tempstick Park. Camilla left it there. That gun is important evidence. You better go pick it up. Yes, sir. I'll go right now. Sissel, take care of Detective Jowd. And do something about the kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side. And yet again, I say, easy enough for you to say. What's going on? Deal me the deal, Mr. Death Row inmate. A little change of plans. My daughter's been kidnapped, and I can't just go off to die without doing something. But you're in our custody, don't forget. Back in the prison, everybody's waiting for you, with a special seat for you, baby. Then I guess we gotta prove my innocence on the double. On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend. I want to save Camilla in more ways than one. And that's all there is to it. I see, my old friend, in more ways than one. What you say? What say you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight, as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for this important evidence to come in? Wait! You better wait! The order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement. As you wish, Your Excellency. Please, don't bow down to me. And especially not that low. In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick him up? Would you be so kind? Yes, sir. Van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Rowing Mate? I'm glad to see Detective Jowd all fired up now. That's good. But I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with the proof of Jowd's innocence, it'll be meaningless if Jowd or Camilla dies. I've got to do something about the kidnapping somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here. Most likely, the minister won't stop the execution, not as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one who was kidnapped. But she isn't the one, I'm sure of it. Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister. Prove it? How? I doubt his wife is ever going to call that phone if we call from here. If we call from here, right. But a telephone works in both directions. What do you say? What I'm saying is, only family members can solve a family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost. Yes? I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. But you're the only one who can change the situation. Gee, detective. For the past 5 years, Camilla is the only thing that kept me going. I can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me? I'll try. The key to getting the justice minister to stop the execution is his wife and daughter. But is there a way? There is. Just have to talk to him. Excuse me, Mr. Minister? I can't hear you, la 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 la. I'm sure you've heard everything we've been saying. Are you telling me you don't believe any of it? Let me speak plainly. I don't trust you. But there's somebody else whom I trust even less. Oh yeah? Who's that? Me. I can't explain your existence. It's not normal. But I'm pretty abnormal myself. So maybe you're a figment of my imagination. A delusion. Would you listen to a delusion? To be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. I got the bit about you not trusting me, though. Good. Well, hanging around here won't change anything. I've got 10 minutes before the prison van shows up. If I could just do something about the kidnapping in those 10 minutes, I guess the telephone lines are my only hope. Yes. What flavor Frosty did you get, Zeri? Chocolate or vanilla? Just as I thought. This little girl is safe in her bed. Murder, execution, jailbreak, betrayal, and now kidnapping. This last link in the long chain of a sad fate lit a fire in Jowd's heart. The chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. I'm getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight has related back to me in some way, and I bet this mistaken written abduction does too.